Hey there, it's Jeff. So, I've been looking online to try to find out more information about how to protect my lawn from a large dumpster like the one you see in the picture here. And I found out some information about using plywood, but they weren't really big on the specifics, so that's what this video is about. So what I did was I went to my local Home Depot and I tried to find the thickest plywood that I could find, which was 3/4 inch. And I had them cut it for me into 4 equal pieces. And what's great about Home Depot is that they provide 2 free cuts, so the resulting pieces ended up being about 2 feet by 4 feet each. The whole thing ended up costing me about 25, 26 bucks. On the day the driver dropped off the bin, it was pretty early in the morning, and I was kind of worried about my neighbors because it's kind of a lot of clanging going on. But I showed him the 4 pieces of plywood, and he said it was fine. And he was really good about being able to, center the wheels into the middle of each one. Now, you might ask, why put it on the lawn? Why not just put it on the driveway? Well, unfortunately, we needed access to the garage during the renovations, and so if we'd put the bin on a driveway, the bin was about 22 feet long, we wouldn't have been able to open the garage door. So that's why we had it on the lawn, and as it was, we had to fit it in diagonally. One thing that complicated this whole procedure was that for 2 or 3 days prior to that day, it had been raining pretty hard, and this is in Los Angeles. And the soil in that neighborhood is kind of a clay-based soil, so at any bit of rain, it turns really mushy, and that was kind of the case there, as you'll see in a second. The driver was really good about warning me about what driving on the lawn can do, even under dry conditions. But I had no other choice, so I told him to go ahead and do it. I try to do as much precautions for the wheels themselves. And so what he had to do was he actually backed up over the curb onto the parkway lawn, and then onto the sidewalk, and then onto the lawn itself in order to put it in its final place. So how did it do? Well, I mean, obviously, the biggest kind of divots were where the truck wheels went over the lawn. And actually I think at the end of the kind of the track where the bin came down, there's like these 2 little forks, and those actually kind of dug a deep divot into the ground. You can see it at the end there. It looks like at the very bottom left. But so I think in hindsight, I might have bought a couple of extra sheets of plywood just to apply over the lawn where the truck was going to drive over. But I think it turned out okay, and I definitely would recommend putting plywood sheets underneath each of the wheels, because that helped out a lot. I did notice that during the demo, when they started filling that bin, as it was getting heavier and heavier, the wheels started to sort of dig into the middle of each of the plywood platforms, and in fact, it got so heavy that it actually kind of split a little bit of the plywood on one of them. It didn't break all the way through, but it actually kind of created a divot in it. But overall, I definitely would recommend this method. I think it helped out a lot. And then so you can see after a couple of weeks, it was kind of the lawn sprung back somewhat. You can still see the lines where it came in, and then this picture here is about 3-4 months afterwards, and it's completely back to normal. So I hope you found this helpful, and thanks for watching.